Okay, so obviously you clicked on this video because you're like, is that what I think it says? Running away at 4 to my grandma's house? Yeah, I'm gonna click on that. Yeah. So, I'm gonna start the story to get it. Like, I hate listening to people talk, so I'm just gonna start. The story starts with, me, my third oldest sibling, and my first oldest sibling. So, my third and my first, and my second oldest sibling. She has a YouTube channel, so I'm not gonna be slamming her name. Like, I'm not going to be using her real name, and I'm not going to be, like, saying, like, rude stuff, because that'd be rude. Anyways, so, like, so Chaos, she's my second oldest sibling, and we're just going to name my first oldest sibling Emma, and my third oldest sibling Cece. So, it starts off like this. We're supposed to be asleep, okay? Because we're homeschooled, right? We're a homeschool family. Men fight for the dinosaurs, homosexuals. Anyways, so we're like, we gotta go to sleep, right? You know, and we're taking a nap time. My mom's trying to get our like school curriculum going, obviously. And I'm like, it's kind of boring. And Emma's like, she's like, you know what? Do you want to run away with me? You too. You want to run away with me to our grandma's house, you know? And I'm like, yeah. And Chaos is like, absolutely not. We will be in deep trouble. And to keep in mind, she's little, but why would you, like, say no? Like, if you were little, why didn't you just run away? I don't know what was going through her little kid brain to think, you know, I'm not going to go. Actually, I should be saying that about me. But anyways, so we're like, hey, you want to go sneak out with us to our grandma's house? You know, let's go sneak out to Gigi's house. And she's like, no, absolutely not. We're going to get in deep trouble. Me, Cece, and Emma were like, let's do it. We're going to wait until Chaos falls asleep. Then we're just going to sneak out the window. We had 2 windows in our bedroom. So, like, we're all asleep in the same bedroom. But, like, we were going to sneak out that window. We were like, yep, perfect idea. So we packed our bags, and there we went. So, like, our grandma lived, like, a field away. We lived back in the woods, so she just lived, like, a field away. And we could walk all the way there because there was, like, a trail in the woods that you could walk through. Anyways, so we're like, hey, let's do this. And we actually got there. Surprisingly, so my dad actually works there. There's 2 houses, okay? They're lined up like an arrow, you know, an arrow point. A house is on one side and the other house is on the other side. And so she lived in a side-by-side. And the other house was a brick house, which she did like office work in because that's where my dad worked and my grandpa worked. They did a whole bunch of like tractor stuff, fixing cars, fixing broken tires, you know, whatever mechanics do. And, I'm like, hey, we didn't really think about this, okay? And usually our grandma is inside her house, her side-by-side house, you know? But sometimes she'd go into her brick house to, you know, as one does, that's her office in the living room. And then right next to the living room, you barely walk into the hallway and bam! A door, and then you go down to the basement. And the basement had a whole bunch of food in it. That was our big plan, to eat down there and sleep down there, you know, whatever. We didn't know that our Gigi had a friend over. She was inside the house that we were about to go into to, you know, live in for like, I don't know, 2 years. I don't know, however long we thought. So we're like, let's go. And Chaos, she's like, she wakes up and she's like, guys, and we're like, we're gone. We left the state. But she's like, where am I? You know, like, where are y'all? Where? And she goes and tattles on us. Don't you know the snitches get stitches? Anyways, my mom calls my dad. And inside that shop, so right next to the house right there, the brick house, inside the garage is where they worked. Why did we think we were going to get into there? I don't know. How? But anyways, so on the back of that house, on the back of the garage, there was a big door that opened up, and like it was a glass. You could look through the glass and see us. I don't know what our big idea was. Anyways, so moving on, we were like, yeah, we're gonna just skip to the house. So we're going, and my mom calls my dad. My dad looks out that window and sees our glittering shoes. Our bright glittering shoes. And I'm like, no, he caught us, and he got us. And he was like, y'all are walking home. And we had a side-by-side. So he rode on side-by-side. Guess what we didn't get to do? Ride on the side-by-side. Yeah, we had to walk in front of the side-by-side. I don't know where that came from. But he's like, yeah, if I accidentally run y'all over, y'all getting run over. I don't know. But anyways, he was like, yeah, you better start moving or your butts are mine. So we're walking home sad. And when your mom gets mad at you and she scrunches her top lip and she's like, her bottom lip's poked out, and she's looking at you and her arms are crossed, she's like, get inside. That's the face that she had on when she was standing on the front porch. Yeah, it wasn't such a good time for me to be running away like that. So, I'm like, Emma, confess who did it. I look over at her. My 5-year-old brain's like, you know what? I don't know what guilt tripping is, but I'm about to use it. And, like, playing the victim? Yeah, that's what I was. Because I was the victim. I was. If you said I wasn't, you wrong. And I'm like guilt tripping my way out of this because I'm like, heck no, that ain't gonna be me. We all got grounded for like 2 to 1 month, and it was kind of sad. But yeah, that's the story of me running away to my grandma's house that was literally right next to field, and how I tried to guilt trip my way out of getting in trouble, which I still did. But anyways, I hope y'all liked the video and y'all enjoy it, because there's gonna be more like this. Probably not with the same PNG tuber, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Don't come after me, okay? Don't come after me. It may not be a PNG tuber, okay? I'm pretty sure that's the one that's like, no, that isn't. Does all this special stuff. But like, yeah, and that's my story. I hope y'all liked it, because I'm going to be coming out with some other ones. I have some great, fantastic stories to come and tell y'all, but I hope y'all enjoyed it, and stay till the end. Okay, bye!